Hi, I'm Barret, Technical Director here at Delta. Today we're inside the mill and we are going to be talking about a very important subject of navigating fire codes in exterior wood cladding. This is a subject that obviously we are dealing with a lot nowadays. We are getting inquiries almost every day of how to use a natural, combustible, flammable product and safely apply it to beautiful homes across the nation. In this subject, there's a lot of misconceptions as far as what the code requires, what products can be used, what determines a certain rating for a certain product. And at Delta, we really want to first and foremost provide clarity on some of these definitions and what they mean so that we can all accurately understand this subject and address it collectively to come to a common goal of being able to apply beautiful natural wood finishes to these homes. One of the most common terms that we are dealing with is the flame spread index or the flame spread rating. Unfortunately for our industry, all natural wood products are combustible by nature. So there really isn't such a thing as a truly Class A natural wood product. All wood siding products at Delta are going to naturally test at a rating of Class B or Class C. It's important to understand that because a lot of codes are requiring a Class A product and it really doesn't exist in the market without some sort of treatment or another way of addressing the code. Some natural wood products like Western red cedar do test at a very low Class B, meaning it's pretty close to a Class A rating. So Western red cedar is actually one of the most naturally flame resistant products on the market. That being said, Western red cedar and any other natural wood product will burn, and we have to come up with alternatives of how to address this subject and meet these fire codes to get our beautiful products on your homes. One of the common misunderstandings that I do hear quite often is the Wildland Urban Interface defined as a zone and the International Wildland Urban Interface Code. The latter being a version of a code that's actually requiring very strict requirements for these fire ratings and what the products need to do to be used on these buildings. While the Wildland Urban Interface is roughly just referring to a general zone that is affected by these areas. So many projects and codes will reference a Wildland Urban Interface but are actually not requiring adherence to the International Wildland Urban Interface Code. It's important to understand that distinction because the requirements set by the IWUIC are quite strict, and it really puts us in a difficult position to be able to provide a product that will comply with those code requirements. Wildland Urban Interface as a zone or a region, on the other hand, as I mentioned, is simply referring to the general area that is affected by these conditions. The IWUIC is requiring that the material used on the building is meeting one of three conditions. The first being that it tests at a Class A flame spread index or flame spread rating as defined earlier. The second being that it is an entirely non-combustible product. And the third being that it is a fire retardant treated wood. So since we work with a naturally flammable product here at Delta, being natural wood siding, we have to get creative and come up with different ways to meet these fire codes and to meet compliance so that we can get our products on your buildings. One of the ways that we've done that is we have chosen to address the exterior assembly as a whole. What that means is that we're always going to be dealing with a somewhat combustible or somewhat flammable wood siding product. But if we apply that to a fire-resistant wall assembly as a whole, we can meet that compliance in different ways. One of the ways that we do that is through a California test. We are seeing a lot of acceptance of this test in various states across the country. This is an exterior wall assembly test that is building out our proposed assembly with wood siding with all proper installation details and rain screen air gap behind the wood. But we're using a non-combustible sheathing product called Densglass. This is a product that's mostly used in the commercial market for multi-story buildings, but is starting to introduce itself into the single-family residential world as well. So what we can do is basically have a flammable product on the exterior, but by using a non-combustible sheathing, the fire or the flames will somewhat penetrate the exterior finish of the wood siding, but it won't penetrate the sheathing product itself since it is entirely non-combustible. So that's an example of a way where we can still use a flammable product with a non-flammable, or a fire-resistant, I should say, exterior wall assembly as a whole. We're having a lot of success with this assembly test, and another way that we can address these codes and try to get our products to meet compliance is through the CAL FIRE Office of the State Fire Marshal. They have proposed and listed formal listings that define certain types of wood that can be used in certain conditions, and we have also been able to use these reports from CAL FIRE themselves to meet a lot of compliance. Last but not least, Delta is actively working on a very exciting product that we are hoping to launch very soon. And we're partnering up with a company called Safer Wood to create a fire retardant treated wood product. What this means is that we are going to be able to present an entirely Class A product to the market. And this is seeming to become a requirement within the industry in order to meet compliance with certain fire codes. The most important aspect to understand in this very complicated subject is that there are several different ways of meeting compliance with different types of fire codes, depending on the county or region or state that you're coming from. Please reach out to our team, and we are here to help you in any way that we can. And we are confident that we can come up with solutions in a variety of different ways so that we can make sure that we can get our beautiful products on your home.